That's all I want you to do when you look at your dream. Just say to yourself every day, it's possible. Just say that every day to yourself, it's possible. Because what does that do? See, it begins to change your belief system. See, the way in which we operate, ladies and gentlemen, it's a manifestation of what we believe, what's possible for us. Whatever you've done up to this point, all that it really is a duplication, it's a reproduction of what you believe subconsciously that you deserve and what's possible for your life.
You can believe you're not worthy of a thing and still attain it. You can be adamant that your efforts are going to go badly and still succeed. You can grip and grasp and fear and it ruin the enjoyment and be totally unwarranted and things still go well. You can have no self-belief and show up anyway. You can want more for yourself without knowing exactly what that looks like. You can doubt the process, question your talent, be uncertain that you're making progress, disparage your accomplishments, permanently feel like you're not working hard enough no matter how hard you work, never give yourself a break, fail to fully feel gratitude, be terrified of never reaching your goals, and still end up in a place that your 20-year-old self could not imagine.
Therefore, if you believe that nothing's working for you, you will notice all the signs that nothing's working for you. And if you believe that things are moving in your favor, you will notice all the signs that things are moving in your favor. I guarantee you, there was someone you smiled at yesterday and they smiled back. But I also guarantee you, there's someone you looked at the other day, smiled, and they didn't smile back. What you remembered was based on what you noticed. What you notice becomes your reality.
And my personal question to you is, why not you? You've got the brains, you can make decisions, you can study the plan, you can change your life, you can grow immensely in the next few years, you can make your dreams come true, you can build a financial wall around your family nothing can get through, you can become healthy, you can become powerful. Why not you?
What one great thing would you dare to dream if you knew you could not fail? If you knew beyond the shadow of a doubt that you could not fail, what one thing would you set as a goal for yourself? Because sometimes answering that question will tell you the one thing that you've been put on this earth to accomplish.
You didn't miss your shot. You just needed to stop aiming at someone else's timeline. Think about that. You didn't miss your shot. You just needed to stop aiming at someone else's timeline. You didn't miss your chance. You just needed to stop focusing on someone else's deadline. You didn't miss your opportunity. You just needed to stop focusing on other people's doors. One of my favorite quotes is from Imam al-Shafi. He said, "My heart is at ease, knowing what was meant for me will never miss me, and that which misses me was never meant for me."
Think like the person you intend to become. Like the Christian question, what would Jesus do? Ask yourself, how would the person I'd like to be do the things I'm about to do? So let me ask a question. What kind of seed is in you? See, I believe part of our responsibility in life is to find out who we are, to discover ourselves.
And I reflect on that always in my life and go, there was this time I was in Boston and I was running on a tread machine, and I always do 10 kilometers on this tread machine. I hit the button, 21 kilometers. And I was perplexed, absolutely perplexed. Every time I run 10 kilometers, I feel knackered. I ran 22 when I couldn't see the thing, and it was just a limiting belief, a wall I'd built, and I told myself that that was my limit. And me, we have drawn circles around ourselves, and those circles are determining how far we push, how far we aim, the things we decide to do, but they are just figments of our imagination.
You can learn anything you want as long as you're willing to look dumb in front of other people for an extended period of time. I think the most underrated money-making habit is being willing to look stupid, because one of the surest ways to never succeed in life is to avoid looking dumb, is to avoid failing. And what's really interesting about this is that risk is guaranteed. And so there's this thing that people have this misconception, this fallacy about how life works, which is they want to avoid risk. But the thing is that all great things come with risk.
Stop waiting. Time won't invite you. You have to show up anyway. We've been taught to wait for the right time, to wait until we're more qualified, until we have more money, more confidence, more clarity, until the fear goes away, until we're ready, until someone gives us permission, until the timing makes sense. But here's the reality. The right time doesn't show up. You do. The timing won't feel perfect because you're not supposed to feel certain before you grow.
When all that fear that's in your head, all the what ifs and the scenarios that you create inside your own mind that are way worse than anything that is actually going to happen, they all disappear when you go. So just take action and start moving forward. That is the moment that can last 1,000,000 years, is waiting to go. And I found I'm pretty good at it now, where I'm like, oh yeah, I know what that is, and I'm going, and then that's it. And
what's crazy is that the highest levels of effort are so rare amongst people that you can unlock most things in the universe with it by just really trying like your life depends on it, because it does. Most of the time we know what we're supposed to do, we just have trouble doing it. Like, you know what you need to do to get a six-pack. You know what you need to do to build muscle. People already know this. Like, you don't need to know anything, and yet you haven't begun because you haven't really tried. So if you don't know what to do, the answer is to learn. If you know what to do, the answer is to do it. And if you're already doing it, the answer is to never stop.
I think people are so constrained in their thinking of what level of effort is because they haven't considered what trading way more for that thing is. But they would be willing to trade far more for that thing if the trade were clear. But because they've never tried hard at anything, they just think, oh, this is what trying looks like, which might be like the occasional Google search and a couple hours a week of like watching some videos on YouTube on something. It's like, that is not trying. Like, that is not trying. Like, if you cannot count the amount of repetitions that you're having in the hundreds, that is not trying. And the longer I've been doing stuff, that's yielded material reward. The greater my history of delay on me getting what I want with volume. And so it's like, I know that this thing, like everything in my life, volume negates luck.
It doesn't matter if a nuclear bomb went off, but all you see is a straight line, completely undisturbed by the things that are going around them. Because you can beat 99% of people without being smarter or luckier, but by being willing to endure pain and uncertainty for longer. It's hard for you, it's hard for everyone else. And most people avoid hard things, which is why you can beat most people by just trying and continuing to try. And the main thing is that I think most people don't even know what trying feels like.
It doesn't make sense to continue wanting something if you're not willing to do what it takes to get it. If you don't want to live the lifestyle, then release yourself from the desire. To crave the result, but not the process, is to guarantee disappointment. Fuck.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Super true. I mean, I think Naval quoted this blog a long time ago, but desire is a contract you make with yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want. And if you basically know that you're never willing to put the work in to get the thing.
Yep. That's an iron law.
It's not over until I win. Got that right. It's not over till I win. Not over till I get through. It's not over till I get over. Not over till I get what I want. Door can't open today, look out. I'm gonna come back and take the hinges off. That's how you gotta do that. You've got to have that kind of courage, that type of determination.
You do not become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt. And ultimately, hoping that you're going to be able to believing that you can think your way out of a thinking problem is like believing you can sniff your way out of a cocaine addiction, right? You have to give yourself something else that's going to step change where you're at.
I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you. You have something special. You've got a greatness in you, but you've got to be hungry. What do you mean by that? People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. They're willing to study. They're willing to challenge themselves. They're willing to go outside of their comfort zone. Why is that important? Because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. You've got to die to who you are now to give birth to who you were chosen out of 400 million sperm to become.
As you do, you realize that it's not that you that merges with you, it's that you push this out of the way. You know, kind of like how a little reality distortion sphere moves through. And you locally, so it was my Twitter bio for ages, to quote from Naval. He says, I locally reverse entropy. I love that idea. You know, you've got this entire universe, entropy, this force that is going to destroy, and you think, yeah, briefly, for my time on this planet, for however many decades I'm going to be here, I actually locally reverse entropy. The fucking entire power of the universe bearing down on me. It's like, yeah, not while I'm here.